What's up, squad? Back at y'all with another video. Today's topic is follow the signs. So when you got your mind set on something, or if you're in a certain situation, going through a certain circumstance in life or circumstances, you are being guided on which path you should take at all times. Now, whether or not you see those signs and you're taking that guidance is up to you, and how tapped in you are with source, with the power that lies within you. If you're tapped in and you know what to look for, if you know what the signs are, it's something that will be there, obvious hints, and then sometimes subtle hints from the powers that be, the universe, God, whatever you want to put on that title. It's going to give you hints, especially when you're really tapped in with yourself and tuned in. It's going to give you those hints to guide you on a certain path, especially if you're not sure, if you're unsure, you're not clear about it. If you speak to the higher powers, if you rely on your spirit team, your angels, your ancestors, those beings that walk with you and guide you along your way, the energy that surrounds you, if you tap into that energy and you pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that they put in front of you, it's going to lead you to where you want to go. I'm telling y'all this from experience, I promise you. If you really tap into yourself, quiet all the negativity that is surrounding you and tune into the positive vibes around you, it's going to lead you into the right course of action if you pay attention and understand the signs when you see them. Because a lot of times there's signs out there, but you might dismiss it because you're like, that's spiritual, superstitious type stuff. But this stuff is real. Like, we are way more than this physical vessel that we live in. Miracles really do happen. You just have to actually look and understand that that's what's happening. It's a miracle. It is unexplained things that line up, and you know for a fact you didn't do that. And where else did it come from but then some other form of power that's out there that's, again, guiding you and helping you navigate to wherever it is that you want to be, where you want to go. And again, your desires are already out there. Your desires are felt within your energy, within your vibration, the frequency that you give off. So just because you think of your desire looking a certain way in your mind doesn't mean that that's how it actually is needed to transpire for you in real life and like your existence. That might not, the way you're thinking about it actually isn't the best case scenario for you. And the universe, the divine beings out there have a way better situation mapped out for you that's going to align with your desire, but it might not look like what you think it's supposed to look like in your mind, or what you thought it was going to look like. 9 times out of 10, how your situation ends up is going to resemble what you wanted, but it's going to also be unexpected. It's almost like a surprise. It's like, I can't even believe that transpired the way it did. But by you embracing it for what it is in real time, that's how you are able to actually attain that desire that you want. So again, by following the signs and synchronicities that are put in front of you, you're able to understand and know, like, okay, when you see it, and however it unfolds for you, because everybody else is different depending on how you move about your life. But some things are just, it's undeniable when you interact with it, when it happens, and then when you feel it, it's like, yeah, that definitely was set up from a divine space. Like, that wasn't something that was just coincidental. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't think anything's a coincidence. I think everything happens for a reason. And the more you pay attention the more you start to understand the reasons as to why it's happening. So I know for me, every time I make my mind up about something, like every time when I'm really like, all right, I'm ready for this certain thing, whatever that might be, or I want this to be a certain way, that's when things start to happen. Because when you're living within conviction, like when you really know something, that's when things start to move around for you. When you're unsure about something, that's when, things are kind of stagnant and, the energy's all over the place. But when you make your mind up and you say, this is how I want, or this is what I want, but I'm releasing the control of how I want it to look, and just allowing it to play out and be however it's supposed to be for my best interest, that's when those signs and synchronicities start to fall in, and you get to really enjoy. If you sit back and actually like watch it as it's happening, you get to enjoy it, and you get to see like how things are really lining up for you, even if it doesn't seem like it's lining up in the moment, because it might be something that seems like it's not good up front, but on the later end of it, it actually is good, because you needed that thing to happen, or that thing to break down, in order for you to get what you really wanted on the back end. But you have to be able to notice that and recognize it in real time and say, okay, this situation isn't, it might feel not so great in the moment, but it was necessary for you to get to where you want to go. So, and that's another thing too, like when you're being guided, you have to understand that things are always working out in your favor if you're walking within the right energy. Now, if you're not walking within the right energy, if you have been putting out negative energy or lower frequencies, if you're vibrating on a lower frequency, then that's just going to return to you, and you're going to be stuck in a loop of negativity. To whereas when you start to do the things to raise your vibration and your frequency up, then the higher you can raise it, and the longer you can sustain yourself in that higher frequency, the more good positive frequencies are going to flow back to you. So you're still going to have to work yourself out of the negative energy that you were in, but once that energy passes, now you're going to be bringing in the energy that you really want, because now you've been vibrating on that higher frequency. So you've been putting out positive energy, higher frequency energy, as opposed to where you might have been at one point in your life, or what you're working yourself out of. So, but when you take the time and the effort to actually do the things that are going to have you vibrating higher, then yes, that old negative energy is going to have to play itself out, but it's going to remove itself. And then once it removes itself, now you have all this space and time and new energy to allow the goodness to flow in. And then from there, it's just about making sure you are doing the things that you need to do to pour into that energy that's also coming in, because you want to keep a good flow of it coming around. You want to keep that battery charged up. You don't want to just drain it and then you don't have there's nothing left. So you got to make sure that you're holding a good space for that energy to sustain itself, and also you're pouring into that energy so that it can keep refilling your cup the way you need it to. So there's going to be some telltale signs though. There's going to be things that just happen that, again, is specified for you. Now, everybody has their own thing, but if you tap yourself in, things will just start to line up. And if you're paying attention and you can catch how it's lining up, then you can double down on it, and you can ride that wave of energy, and you can start to build some positive momentum for yourself, so that you can take advantage of that good feeling energy, that good wave of energy that's coming in. Especially if you've been down in those lower frequencies, there's no better feeling than when you bring yourself out of that negative space, and then you bring yourself up to a higher frequency, and you're working on that frequency. There's no better feeling than that, because that's not easy to do. It's easy to dwell in the lower feelings, because that's the way the world is kind of designed. Like, it's kind of designed to keep you down in the dumps, like have you sad, depressed, anxious, stressed, overworked, tired, all that stuff that comes with jealous, envious, all those things that come with that lower frequency. But when you can make it a point to say, okay, I don't want I want to feel this way. I want to feel joy. I want to predominantly feel joy. I want to predominantly feel love and spread love. I want to predominantly be authentic. When you decide to do that and you take the steps in order to do that, you'll see again that momentum build, and it'll start to build up, and then eventually you'll have so much of that going that there will be barely any space for that negative stuff to even come in. And even when it does come in, it's not going to affect you the way that it used to affect you at a point in time when it was coming in, because you're so tapped in with the higher frequency and how you want to feel no matter what, that you're not going to allow yourself to be caught up in that feeling for too long. Even if you do dip down, because we're, nobody's perfect. There's ebb and flow in life. So you're going to have those moments to where you're not feeling as great, no matter how positive you want to be. That's just part of life. But when you make it a point to say, okay, I'm allowing myself to feel this feeling, but then, all right, I felt it for long enough. Now I want to go back to where I was, or, I want to get back to that good feeling. It's not going to stick with you so long. It's not going to hit and affect you so harshly the way it would when you were stuck in that lower realm. You know what I mean? When you were operating from a certain space that wasn't beneficial for you, firstly, and then anybody else that's around you. So when you take the time to do the things and add stuff that's going to help you to build that frequency, and then also remove stuff that's going to deter you from building the frequency to where you want to be, then naturally things are just going to start to fall in line for you in your life. That's going to get you to where you want to go and how you want to feel in your life. Because not everything that you have mapped out in your mind actually is good for you. It might seem like it, or it might seem like that's something you want, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it actually is something beneficial for you. But the right things will be undeniable, and it'll be something that you just feel at your core, and something that you, when you are introduced to it, or when you are involved within it, it's going to always leave you with a feeling of being fulfilled, feeling like you're not being drained by anything that you do, and you feel drained afterwards. That's not for you. It's pulling your energy, it's sucking your energy, as opposed to when you're doing something and you're being poured into. That's something that's going to sustain you and help you live a better quality of life. So, and you got to look for the signs of that. Again, that's a big sign within itself. If you feel drained when you're doing something, or you're around a specific person, or whatever the case may be, that should tell you that that's something that you shouldn't be partaking in, and you should remove that from your space and time, so that you can incorporate the good feeling stuff. But when you're around a place or person that fulfills you and pours into you, you're gonna feel it when you leave. You're gonna feel, it's gonna be a good feeling afterwards. You're not going to dread going to that place or being around that person. You're gonna actually look forward to it. And again, there will be signs and synchronicities to tell you what that is for you, as far as who or what's supposed to be within your life and who or what isn't supposed to be. So, but when it comes down to it, when you are actually like ready, like when you truly are doing the things that you need to do to live a quality life, not just exist, but actually you're doing things that are fulfilling you and making you happy on the inside, making you feel calm and comfortable on the inside, making you feel safe. You know, when you're around those things and those individuals, that's when you know that you're headed in the right path and that things are lining up for you. Things are just going to line up naturally. Like when you come around the right energy, things will just start happening. And it's like magical stuff too. It's stuff you can't explain. Literal miracles. Things just happen. People just give you stuff. You know, people are super kind and nice to you. But when you're on that other path, you know, people are going to be rude. They're going to treat you a certain type of way. They're not going to cherish you. They're not going to cherish your time. They're just going to use you. So those are all telltale signs as to how you know and don't know, or how you know and should know, excuse me, that whether you're walking down the right path or not, whether you're ready for what you really want or not. Because when you're ready for what you really want and you're within the right energy for it, again, things are just going to line up, and there's going to be confirmations happening from all different areas to let you know that you're going down the right path and that you're protected and highly favored. So when you embrace the things that are put into your life that are supposed to be for you and supposed to be there for you to enjoy your life, for you to feel fulfilled, for you to feel genuine love, for you to be appreciated, that's when things start to transpire for you. And when you follow those intuitive synchronicities that drop, when you really pay attention to it and you actually acknowledge it for what it is, then that's when it really starts to like really ramp up. Like that's when things start to move way quicker. And that's when your manifestations start to come in at a higher clip, because it's like you have a team behind you that's actually operating things on the behind the scenes for you. But if you're ignoring the signs and you're not moving in the way that they're guiding you to move, then that's when things start to go just crazy in your life and they don't work out the way that you are trying to get them to work out. But when you actually are listening and paying attention and doing the things that you need to do to align your energy to where it needs to be, and you're following those signs, it's like if you're driving on a highway and you're following and you're making sure you're paying attention to the signs that are coming up and you're taking the right exits and you're making the right turns when you're supposed to, when that GPS is telling you that you should, you're going to get to your destination much faster than it would be if you were just trying to freely just move around and take your own path as far as how you think it should, or where you think you should go, or how you think you should move. It's like, nah, this thing that you want is already set up for you. It's just you have to align yourself with it, and you have to literally like release the control. You just have to go with the flow and follow the guidance that is given to you. And when you do that, that's when things start to roll. You know, it could be it could be people that's put in your life too. People put in your life and they'll tell you some stuff that you need to hear, and you might not want to hear it in the moment, but if you really take the time to soak it up and actually listen, if it's coming from somebody who's giving you genuine love and they're not trying to get over on you, if you really take the time to listen, then you'll see like, okay, that was once I decided to listen to what they had to say, that's when things started to actually move better within my life, and the energy started to move freely, and now things are moving the way that they need to move for me, and I want them to move in order for me to have a better experience within my life. So that's just my words of wisdom for today. You're on the right path. Signs and synchronicities are dropping for you, and you're about to get everything that you want. You just have to really fully embrace what's going on and recognize it for what it is. Give thanks out to the higher powers that be, and truly appreciate the positive stuff that's in your life, the genuine love that is in your life. Truly appreciate the great things that you have, the positive things that you have. Truly, like, embrace that within you and really take it in so that you can fully take advantage of the blessings that you have coming in, the manifestations that you have coming in, because the more you embrace it, the more you relax into what is supposed to be for you, that's divinely sent for you, that you can tell in your core, the more you're going to receive the blessings that you want and the desired reality that you're going after and it's going to come with way less effort than what you were trying to put out before, because you were going against the current before. But once you relax and you go with the flow of how things are supposed to be for you and what's meant to be in your life, instead of trying to force something that's not supposed to be in your life, that's when you start to really, really get to reap the benefits and the blessings that are meant for you. But that's just my words of wisdom for today, y'all. I appreciate you hanging out with me, soaking up the knowledge. I'm hoping that you're having a good day. I'm sending love out your way, as always, and I'm holla.